Okay, so this is my final journal reflection for midwifery 230, labor, birth, and immediate postpartum. I think my reflections over this semester, I've been able to correlate them back, but specifically for this reflection where it's asking to kind of review all the things that you've learned over this semester has been a little bit more challenging for me. I don't think that anything in this course was really surprising for me. It was not a ton of new information because I have been really blessed to be working with my preceptor for 4 years and attending births as an assistant for 4 years. So I don't want to come across as I know everything, because I certainly don't, but I think this specific class really helped to fill the gaps for me in my learning, which was really, really helpful. So some of the things I learned were different techniques for sterilizing equipment. Jumping from birth to birth, we don't always have the time to like put our instruments in the oven and bake them and make sure that they're sterile through that process. So one of the things that I learned is you can put them in alcohol, which is really quick, especially when you're jumping from birth to birth and you forget or don't have time to sterilize them before you go to the birth, obviously not before you use them. And then one of the other things was a vaginal exam. Over this semester, we were learning about vaginal exams. I've been doing them. Cervical checks, I've been doing them and have a general idea about them, but we reviewed, like, obviously making sure that you are really listening to the person, that they're completely in charge of their exams. And it was like the next day I went to a birth and I did an exam on a 4th-time mom. So I was like, I honestly, I don't really think about, like, I don't get nervous to do exams anymore, I should say. So I went in to do the exam and did all the normal things I usually say, like, you're in charge of your exam and we're going to start, and please let me know if you need me to stop or pause or anything, like, you're in charge. um, and it was a good reminder to make sure we're doing that with everyone, even if it's a fourth time mom that I've worked with in the past. But I did the exam, and for whatever reason, I went in and she was like, get out. And I was like, okay, we're done. So it was a good, like, learning experience. I've never had someone be like, get out, we're done. So, and it definitely won't be the last. So I definitely learned a lot through doing the videos and chatting through them in class. So that was definitely something I learned. Another thing that I have learned over the semester was reviewing all the positions and how they turn in the pelvis and like understanding how they come out. I'm still super confused. It feels so jumbled in my head to have to know, like, they go in LOP and then they turn and then like everything shifts and everything can be backwards if they're on their hands or knees. But one of the things that was really exciting this semester was I caught, I think, 2 babies this semester. I've caught 3 total, so I definitely caught 1, and this semester, maybe 2, I would have to look back, but I got to a birth about half an hour before my preceptor arrived, and I went in. This was a repeat client for us, and the mama was on the floor. She had broken her right leg at 37 weeks. She was now, I think, around 40 weeks. And she was laying on the bathroom floor in a boot with her boot side up, her boot leg up. And she was laying on her side. And we had been asking for the past hour if she was ready for us to come, and she said no. So my preceptor didn't leave her house because I was 20 minutes away from this mom, but my preceptor was about an hour. So I got there, I went in, my preceptor was like a half an hour away, and the dad was kind of like moseying around the house and filling up the tub, or starting to even set up the tub. The tub wasn't even set up. And I went in and I looked at the mom and I kind of thought in my head, holy Toledo, she's about to have a baby. Super calm, like not like, moaning or saying she's having pressure or anything. The energy was just like, this baby's coming. And I went in and she said something about water, and I said, you want some water? And she said, my water just broke. And she was a second-time mom, and she had been in labor for like an hour and a half. And I was like, crap, this baby is coming. So immediately I went back to like room setup that we've obviously learned in class and what we need when we're setting up a room. So I ran out of the room. I got my pit, my miso, my syringes. I got 2 umbilical cord clamps. I grabbed the towels. I had no idea where the heating pad was at that time. But I grabbed a handful of towels and receiving blankets, and I put everything right outside the bathroom door, and had everything like set up and just like my immediate emergency things that I needed. I dialed in my preceptor and a nurse midwife who were both on their way, but super far away. Nurse midwife was even further. And I checked fetal heart tones. Baby sounded great. And I yelled to the dad and said, I said his name. I said, the tub is not happening. And I want you to climb on the other side of her and just sit by her head because she really needs you with her. And he was like, no, it's not happening. And I was like, no, it's not happening. So he went on the other side, and I said, I'm not lifting this mama's leg until my preceptor arrives unless there's a head or baby's heart tones don't sound good. And that's exactly what I did. My preceptor got there at like 12:52 or 12:55, and baby was born at like 1:02. So my preceptor walked in, lifted the leg. I was sitting on the floor, and mama pushed, and dad came beside me, and head came out, baby came right out into my arms. And I feel like when I've caught babies in the past, I've like blacked out. I feel like I'm like, I don't know what's like. There's just so much, and it's such a rush of adrenaline. But this time I felt super, super calm and felt really in control. Baby came out. There was a nuchal cord. I immediately, because dad really wanted to catch. So I was like, Dad, there's a cord. Like, 1 second, we have to unravel. Let me unravel your baby. And then I said, okay, Dad, you can, take your baby. And he took the baby and handed her to mom. So it was a really exciting experience, but I feel like because I learned so much about birth setup and what needed to happen, I think I was much more calm. Obviously my adrenaline was like through the roof after this happened, but it was a really beautiful and exciting experience, and I just felt really confident in my skills in that moment, and set up and what needed to happen for baby immediately and for mom immediately if I was there alone, which I was very blessed that I was not, because there was a pretty big postpartum hemorrhage afterwards. So I'm very grateful that my preceptor got there in time and I got to sign off that birth, which was really exciting. So yeah, those are the things that I learned over the course of the semester, and I'm excited to kind of keep journaling and keep diving into the growth that we have over every semester, because although it's 3 months, it's such huge growth that all of us are having. So I really enjoyed this class, and just really enjoyed all the things that helped to fill my gap in this semester.